Hey folks, JD here, and today we're going to be taking the Tello up, but using the Tello FPV app. Now I've got my good old, battered Huawei MediaPad 7, which I've had for ages. Now there's been a new Tello FPV update, and I took a screenshot the other day, took a photo rather, of some of the updates, and there's two in particular that I want to see. Cinematic mode and follow terrain. That's what I want to see more than anything. Now follow terrain is meant to, see all this lumpy bumpiness? It's meant to basically alter the height of your quad for you based on what the quad is looking at and what the quad is seeing and what the quad is picking up from the type of terrain you're going over. So that's exactly what I want to see. So what I'm going to do for a second is I'm going to take off. So I'm going to, there we go, let's take off, let's get her up in the air. Right then, so as it's quite low, well, as it was quite low, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower it even more. And there's a little mountain with an arrow going up over the top and on the left hand side underneath the hamburger menu. I'm going to click that, and then once I click that it highlights red. All I'm going to do, I'm going to alter its height a little bit. There we go. Now what should happen is as I move forward we should see, oh, you're starting to see it now. So just so I can show you, there's no accelerometer turned on for this whatsoever, so it's not me moving the left hand analog stick. As I move, it should automatically start to increase and decrease the quad's altitude. You should see from the little which it is actually doing, which you can see from the left analog stick, it is moving up and moving down itself. Oh, that is very sweet. So therefore it's picking up on the terrain and it's moving accordingly. And does it do it? Does it when I go the other way as well? Now there's a big bump here, and it's done it. It's scaled it. It's navigated over it. And again, if I come down, that bump goes down into a big trough under here. There's like a big dip under there, so the quad should decrease in altitude, which is exactly what it's done. I would say that's working. Now this is part 8 or part 9 of the Tello FPV series that we've got on the channel. If you haven't seen the other 8 or 7 or 8 videos, if you want to, you'll either find them in the description or you'll find them in pinned as a comment. Right then, so as I go forward, this should now, because the slope goes down, it should start to decrease in altitude, which is exactly what it's doing. I would, ooh, it detected something there and just started to shift up. Ooh, now then, look at that. It's starting to almost toilet bowl, like when you have a GPS copter. Obviously the Tello isn't GPS, but when you have a GPS copter, I call it whirlpooling. It's normally when the quad moves around in a circle like that. And that's exactly what the Tello was just doing. So let me push it forward a bit, and you can see as now it's going down a hill, it's decreasing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it around to there, I'm going to turn it round, I'm going to point it back at me, and you can see exactly what this is looking at. This is looking at practically a mountain in front of it. And I'm going to see whether or not this quad can navigate itself up. If I just give it a little bit of positive pitch, can the quad navigate itself up and over that ridge successfully? Because there's lots of grassy mounds. Is it going to get caught in the grass? What's going to happen? Well, so far, if I increase the speed of it as well, the quad is navigating that hill. So as you can see, what I'll do in a second is I'll take you down there and you can see exactly how steep that is. So there we go. The quad now is up here. So the quad is right there. So now if I reverse, now obviously I'm reversing as flat out for the Tello, and it's still decreasing in altitude and it's still altering its altitude. Perfect. So if I stand down here now, I can show you exactly how steep. There we go, look at that. That's a definite, if I come down to the quad's level, that's a definite incline. And it's just navigated all those little grassy mounds. It's just gone directly above all of those without there being any issue. Now I'll stand down here and I'll do exactly the same again. And up it goes. And this is flat out this time. I wasn't slower this time. And there we go. It's navigating. It's altering its altitude based on the terrain. Clever little Tello, see? Very, very, very capable little quad this. And especially with these developers, with this Tello FPV app, they're doing a fantastic job of ensuring that this quad really does do as much as it possibly can. Now if I take the quad that way, again we're seeing it increase and decrease in altitude, mostly increase, and that increase is quite high in some places. That's good. That's good. That's nice. Now it's starting to spin again, then it rereads and it stops spinning and almost locks itself back in place. So there we go. I'm going to do a little bit more with this, only down and back around, down there and then turn around and back up to me, because I'm liking this. This is adding, this may seem like a bit of a gimmicky nonsense feature for a lot of people, but imagine the implications of putting this on a larger quad, something that has GPS, something that has the ability to maybe scale hills, look for, you know, search and rescue quads, look for Wi-Fi interference levels. Yes, okay, stop whinging. I'm not using any sort of repeater today. I'm just going off the quad and the oh, nice, because a bit of gauze was sticking up there and it managed to just go over it. There we go. If I turn it back to me now, and then again re-engage a little bit of positive pitch, look at that. It's managing to navigate even the blades of grass, the little mounds. It's managing to do it. The little copter that could, eh folks? A little copter that could. And then if I turn it back around, and there we go. If I give it a bit more altitude and turn it off terrain mode. Oh, actually, that's a good point. Does terrain mode only work when it's low? Does terrain mode work when it's higher? Now, obviously, when it's higher, it has nothing to obstruct it. So if I push forward, is it going to... Oh, it is. It's moving up and down. Not that much, but there is a definite increase and decrease of altitude. You can see on the analog stick. It is moving. Okay. Now, the second thing I want to look at, that's interesting. I want to see who else picks that up in other quads. Now, cinematic mode. You've got your standard modes down the bottom left. So if you click and hold, you should go into cinematic, the C for cinematic mode. Now, it should just be a very simple case of positive pitching, and the quad should give you it'll limit its speed, same as it will with the Mavic Mini, same as it will with any quad that has cinematic mode. And it should give you the best quality video it can. That sure looks damn smooth to me, but I am walking in a field, it is picking to rain, and I am following a quad while walking up and down over mounds. If I stop, yeah, damn, that looks damn good. For a 720p little camera, that does not look bad at all. If I flick that around to me, there we go. And now if I bring this forward again, come on then, little guy. And again, no matter how much I try and increase its positive pitch, it doesn't go any faster. That's me, flat out on positive pitch. And it is just enabling that really nice slow crawl to ensure you get the most stable footage that you can from cinematic mode. And then if I turn it, so let's add a little bit of roll and yaw into the equation. Let's get it going a little bit. And then if I increase then the positive pitch, the speed on its turning with yaw and roll does increase quite spectacularly. If you're just using yaw like this, which is perfectly fine for a small quad such as this, and then if you apply the positive pitch from that point onwards, yeah, look at that. I actually wish I had something proper to look at, but this is quite nice anyway. Field, forest, woods. Yeah, do you know what? That's really quite damn impressive. Yeah, I really like that. I really like that. Right then, let's put it back into... Oh, this is sport mode now. There she goes. Love a bit of that, and then back out again. Sport. Obviously, you've got to be careful in sport mode, because there will be a Wi-Fi issue, because you're not gonna be that far away. Obviously, if you're running an extender, a repeater, then you should be fine. But if you're not, like me today, then you don't want to be doing too much of that. Keep it quite close. And then back into standard mode, which is a pretty easy enough amount of speed. So we are looking at 33% battery life of the quad, 95% battery life of the tablet, 8 minutes 38 has been recording of video from the Tello. I'm not looking at the recording of my screen, but I'm looking at the Tello, because as soon as you take off, the Tello starts to record when using Tello FPV app. So far, those two new little features I wanted to look at, I thought, yeah, do you know what, these aren't going to work, this is going to be a little bit awful. I could eat my words, because the terrain height, the terrain heightener, the follow terrain mode rather, that worked, and the what you call it? Oh god, I've said it about 7 times in this video now. I can't bloody remember. The cinematic mode. That's it. I'm sure you're all screaming at your monitor. Cinematic mode, JD. Cinematic mode. And cinematic mode worked lovely. I mean, you can see there's a definite speed difference. You know, and fair play to it. It holds well. I mean, I really like it, and this app has really reinvigorated my love for the Tello. Right then, so I think I'm going to call that a day. 9:55, and I'm just waffling here for a second, my friends. So I tell you what I'm going to do. Battery is 22%, so it's going to be initiating the whatchamacallit, low battery warning soon. So I'm just going to call her. So there we are. I'm just going to bring her back and then see about landing her. But so far, those 2 little things, very good, very good, very happy with that. It's really nice to have a quad which you think to yourself, from the original Tello app, you think, oh, you know, not a lot can be done with this. It's really quite sad. You know, this quad's got a lot of potential considering the companies that made it. You know, one was a robotics company and the other one was or is a massive drone manufacturer. And then you think to yourself, oh, you know, and then somebody comes along and decides to make an app as good as this. I think it's very good, and I'm liking these extra features. Please keep on making these extra features, because they're really going to go down really well, and I can't wait to have more features. But so far, the ones that we've tried, they're all brilliant. They're all great. I think one or two like VGPS now and again just needs a little bit of work, but more so than anything, you know, I'm just grateful that the project is alive, active, and well, to be fair. I mean, I got no problem in giving my money to a developer or developers that are keeping the project live, and that's exactly what they're doing here. Right then, my friends, thanks ever so much for watching and listening. If you've been using Tello FPV, let me know your experiences with it as well. Thanks ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD, you've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and ring that bell too. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.